Hello! Welcome back! It is once again time for Final Fantasy XIV. We gotta take care of this Harvest Festival. I think we're just about done with... Yeah, we were just waiting on the twins to come back with the feathers that we need for the float. Which is actually a magical catalyst. So. Just gotta talk to Wooklamat now. Over to the game here. Quick little update. I have been leveling Ninja. It's level 71 now. Monk is 56. Basically, once I got Ninja to like 70, 71, I was like, alright. I'll just focus on the Pixie daily quests for Ninja, and then I'll start doing the roulettes for Monk. Because I want to level that. And side note for Monk here, obviously there's been some changes with the new update. We lost a couple of abilities, but we now have, so we've got these two different meditations, which when you use one, it automatically switches over to the attack move that requires all 5 chakra. So that's pretty neat that it automatically like switches over, because that, you can't use it without the chakra, so you might as well have the ability that creates the chakra turn into that ability once your chakra is full. Makes sense. And I believe, yeah, that's toggleable in the actions and traits here. Right here. You can toggle enable recast timer to prevent erroneous input. And just like disable that, enable things, yeah. Yeah, and now we've got this new bar here. So basically, if I use Dragon Kick... Yeah, wait. Was that? Yeah, I guess it was. Yeah, because that's the first, and then it changes to Raptor, and then this requires Raptor and goes into Coral, and then this requires Coral and goes into Opopo. Yeah. So Dragon Kick gives us stacks of things, and then Demolish also gives us stacks in here. So I think increases potency of Boot Shine. So basically, Dragon Kick gives us one of these, which increases the potency of Boot Shine for one move, and then you have to use Dragon Kick again. And then Twin Snakes increases the potency of True Strike. And of course, Demolish increases the potency of Snap Punch here. And they each have their own little stacks of how much, or how many times you'll be able to use these in their increased form before you gotta use these again. So yeah. It's interesting. So now you've got this extra little thing that buffs these ones when you use these ones, so you kinda switch back and forth. But we're going Viper right now for main story. Orange dye, oak, or pumpkin orange, Ochu green, and Celeste green are the options, or money. which is about 500 gil. Oh, also I'm up over 1 million gil again. Yay! We should get some rest before the excitement begins. Okay. Go get some rest, I guess. Over there by the float. Isn't that the third promise? Then the rumors are true. She's trying to complete the feat of reeds by reviving Ihihana. The festival is a prayer for healthy crops, but does she honestly believe that will be enough to save our harvest? The second promise, meanwhile, barely glanced at the fields before leaving Alkanu altogether. Maybe we asked too much of our young claimants. What? No, that's not what I said. Oh, I wouldn't be too quick to count Kona out. A friend of mine overheard him muttering by the reeds something about what needs to be done. Is that so? Perhaps we'll get to see another of his innovations firsthand. That sounds like our Kona. One look at the reeds was all he needed to think up a solution. Be that as it may, our own solution is nearly ready. Indeed, as soon as the others get back, our long-awaited festival can begin. It took some doing, but we managed to gather competitors to vie for the title of Winds Chosen. The winner was only too happy to donate his feathers. You should have seen it. He called forth an incredible gust that sent his feathers sailing for miles. We had a turn ourselves, but it's more difficult than it looks. Poor Aaronville's twirled in the air for a moment before landing on his foot. I am a gleaner. Magic is not part of our training. As for us, we've brought the wood and gemstone replacements, crafted by Wukevu. All that's left is to attach them. Has it been decided who will ride the float? Papa was the guest of honor the last time I was here. I remember being surprised they could even fit the thing with his hulking weight on top of it. Or lift the thing with his hulking weight on top of it. The rider must be a personage of great esteem, which is why an invitation is usually extended to the Dawn Servant. This time, however, I have another in mind. Who is it? Our beloved Ihihana, the lifting of wings, is only being held because of you and your companions. Thus do I nominate you, Wuklamat, as our guest of honor. Huh? Me? This boat won't make me seasick, will it? I don't think so. Then weigh anchor. I can hardly refuse a request from one even more enthusiastic about the festival than me. I would be delighted to ride your float. Thank you, Wuklamat. I have roles for the rest of you as well. We'll be carrying the festival float in a slow procession towards Kozanuiki, where the sacred likeness of Kishai is ensconced. What I'd like you to do is clear the path of dangerous wildlife so that the procession can move along unimpeded. Consider it done. You expect me to sit still while Wukevu has finished with the float? Let me come along and help with the clearing. As you know, I'm not much for fighting. I'll stay behind and assist whoever with the repairs. If you aren't sure where you need to go, the path I spoke of begins at the south of the village and branches off to the east. That will lead you across the bridges to the Stride of the Sun. Then we shall see to clearing it end to end. Ba, ba, ba. Woo. I got a thing. Chocor poker from watching other people's streams. Alright, so that'll come in the digital fantasy mail eventually. But speaking of mounts, I got one from registering my full Dawn Trail thing. I got a Gundam. Look at this thing. Can't wait to fly in it. Though I do wonder why I'm being stabbed in the back by whatever that is. Actually, are those supposed to be like propeller blades that will extend out and spin around? They're all like folded up or something. I don't know. This looks sick. It's got a giant like rail cannon on its shoulder. If only I could fly. Yeah, the closest one is way to the south of here. As Linu Hanu said, Kozanuaki should be down this way. Then off to the east when the path branches. Then something about bridges and the Stride of the Sun? Anyway, let's split up and get to work. Once you've culled all the threats you can find, we'll meet up in front of Kishiahi. Alright. Back off. Delivery. Ah, there's the mount. We'll check that out next time we see a delivery Moogle. east, across the bridge. Bridge Puihu. Puihu. Ah, Kryle's killed one. Good job, Kryle. Oh yeah, I also got same way I got that Gundam mount. Got this Chocobo brush. I guess. It's neat. It's got a little star. That looks nice. Yeah. It's real neat. Certainly better than this. Though, item level 1, so we'll want to just throw it in the armory chest. What do we got going on over here? A Calibri! Cool! Oh, that one's dead. Woo! Bow, bow. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Bow, bow. Stride of the Sun. Ah, Wuklamat. Very good. Working hard, I see. Still way to the... Yeah, 600 to the southwest. That's like down there. It looks like maybe this might be a way of getting up here. Alphino killed a couple of frogs. I see. Awesome. Yeah, I really like Viper. There's Sally's, hey? Killed the coral, good. Ah, you were a step ahead of us. This must be the likeness of Kishaihi, the Hanu Hanu deity of the harvest. Explaining a flying whale. Even their sacred images are woven with reeds. Makes you appreciate how much their culture revolves around the reed harvest, doesn't it? It's said that Kishaihi was worshipped on another continent. This ancient faith was then brought to Taral by the first Hanu Hanu. The Hanu migrated here from another continent? Then mayhap the two do share a common ancestor.
This is all very fascinating, but shouldn't we be getting back to Linuhanu? He'll want to know the path is safe for the procession. Right. Then, and I need to ride on the float. I'll run ahead and tell him we're done here.
You do that. I wonder if Kryl is... Oh. Meanwhile, in Okanu. Is this gonna cut back to that stupid Mimul Jaja guy? Or what? Yep.
Not sure we heard you right, old man. Why don't you say that again?
As many times as you'd like. The third promise tasked me with repairing this float, and I'll not relinquish it to an uncultured brute like you. Much less one that can't even manage a simple greeting.
Ooh.
We wanted to handle this in a civilized way, but we're more than willing to kill you.
We have a two-headed problem. Yes, please hurry.
Oh, I'll be there in a flash.
She's on her way back already?
Oh, yeah.
Stand back, Wukevu! I will protect the float! Are you trying to be brave, little bird?
I could never have repaired the float alone. Not properly. But thanks to Wuklamat and her friends, we can hold Ihihana again! This is a priceless treasure! And as festival leader, I would die to protect it!
Very well, if that's what you want.
Don't you dare.
Akuchacha!
Just you wait till I show up.
Everything into that blow.
Just you wait.
Good. The better for you to understand the gulf between us. But you need more lessons. We'll carve them into your mangy hide until you cry and beg forgiveness.
Just you wait till I show up. Yeah, here I am. You wanna go? You wanna go?
Your brilliant plan was to steal the float and take the credit. The so-called blessed siblings are nothing but cheats.
Your scorn is sweet music. Come, weaklings. We'll crush you each in turn. Or all together, if you'd like.
You wanna go, huh?
Calm yourself, Chosen One. If you fight in earnest, this will end in a massacre. What's more, we have word that our other prospect is on the verge of success.
There'll be a massacre? Yeah, a massacre of you. You'll be dead. Slaughtered. Cleaved in twain.
Then it would be foolish to expend effort
Carved
sweating
into
nuts.
tiny chunks. Lucky for you that you decided to walk away.
Ugh, two heads. I see Mamuk still clings to that loathsome hope.
Talk to us, Third Promise. You're not dying, are you?
She didn't even get hit.
It'll take more than that to kill me. So, are we having this festival or not?
Yes! Yes, we are!
Smile.
Thank you for coming to our rescue. I tried to protect the float, but against that two-head, I may as well have not been there at all. Nonsense! You stood your ground and brought us the time we needed to make it back. You were incredibly brave.
Yeah. Coach you, I guess. Take the die. Need to sell this card. Also, I got these and these from the same thing. Well, this one I got 10. Oh, it must have automatically used them for a couple of trips that I made. Okay. Didn't realize they were auto use.
Whoever wishes to spread word that the festival will soon be held.
And we're still in level 90 quests, which is nice. And level 91, but it's good to be ahead of that so we don't ever run into, you're too low level for this one.
With that exciting interlude over, you'll be pleased to know that my repairs are finished as well. Before we commence the festival, however, it would be a courtesy to inform the villagers that Ihihana will be held after all. Go forth, but do not forget your greetings. At this stage, I should hope the reminder is unnecessary.
Oh, Kali! See? I remember.
And there goes someone being abducted by an alien. Gotta say, oh, Kali. Am I going to get the emote for it? The Oho Kali emote? Or no? I got the Lolly Ho emote back in Shadowbringers. Whoops. Bumped the shoulder button there. Oh, whoops. Oh. Characters still pretty members. Oh, also I need to capitalize that. Oh, because they care about capitalization. Case sensitive and all that.
Oh, Kali.
Thank you for letting me know. I would very much like to attend the festival, but the repairs should be finished as soon as possible. What to do? Attend the festival! Trust me! It'll be great! You gotta attend. Lift up your prayers. Lift them up to the reeds. Merchants. Do I need to... I don't think I need to sell anything now. Okay. Dispirited Hana. There's nothing to look forward to anymore. Oh, really? Oops.
Kali! The festival is about to begin. What do you expect me to say? Besides, of course I'll be there. Cleaning up the storm's aftermath may have been hard on us all, but the lifting of wings is tradition, and a joyous one at that. I won't sit here brooding my days away. Give me a moment to get ready. A mournful heart as well. Oh, Kali! What? The float is fixed? Our fallen friends would be glad to know that Ihihana will soon be underway. They would have wanted us to honor them with celebration, not let their loss deter us from it. I must go and enjoy the festival with those, or for those who no longer can. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That is a beautiful E3. Gorgeous.
Look ever. The Hanu were pleased to hear the festival was going ahead, I imagine.
Oh yes, very pleased.
That is well. Once your friends return, the lifting of wings can begin at last.
Yeah. Here we go.
So few have come.
Patience. Once Ihihana gets underway, no Hanu will be able to resist joining in.
Just so. Ukewu knows well the heart of the Hanu. Have faith, Third Promise, and climb aboard the float. It is time for the lifting of wings.
Yeah.
Right. Off we go.
Ihihana is a prayer for bountiful harvest. But this is not its only meaning.
Oh?
It is also an exchange of pledges between rider and bearers, a commitment to a long and fruitful friendship.
Listen well, friends! The personage we bear today is Wuklamat, the savior of our beloved festival! Let your shoulders burn, or your feathers fall out, but do not even think of dropping her!
Stretch shoulder.
Ready and...
I could get used to this.
Will empty belly stop you from joining in the fun? Come and help us carry the float!
Well, well, well. To see the day that Dawn's promise would ride our boat again. We've not had the honor since you were here, Gulul Jaja.
Look at them dance!
Right, we've enough bearers now. Onwards to Kozanuaki!
Kozanuaki! Woo! Woo!
We dance!
Watch well, for you are about to bear witness to the true glory of Ihihana.
Look at that. Whoop. Me too?
The float draws upon our life force, concentrating and amplifying the energy. Kishaihi then receives that energy and expels it in a great burst, where it showers down upon the land to replenish its vital currents.
Look at that. Woo! And the fields are lively again. Woo! Look at those reeds! There you go,
It
everyone.
worked.
Like a literal charm.
The float really was helping the reeds.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody noticed it before. But I guess
That
things
was
weren't so bad before
Amazing!
in previous
To
years.
think that such a thing was even possible.
But like, that was quite the light show. How did nobody realize, like, yeah, that's doing something. That's helping. Like, your life force is literally being sapped and focused and shot out across the fields. Should I have left the float behind like that? I was so excited to see the reeds. Nothing to worry yourself over. My brethren have been swept up by festival fever. Last I saw, they were taking turns at the carrying poles on the way back to the village. Please, feel free to look over the fields and enjoy the sight of what you've accomplished. Take that, second promise. Although not all the reeds are.
Some of them still look a bit sickly.
Yeah.
I imagine even the harvest magic has its limits. If the Hanu continue their festival tradition year after year, though, the entire field should eventually recover.
Okay, so I guess maybe it's been a few years since they've held the festival.
Where does that leave us with the feet, then?
You've got nothing to fear on that account. Our situation could never have resolved itself. The revival of even a single reed would have served to demonstrate your commitment to the task. That you recognize the nature of the float and found a near-perfect solution in Ihihana proves your dedication.
Plus, this leaves a couple patches of reeds for the second promise to work on.
What's more, I don't think I've seen the festival produce such impressive results since I was a mere chirper.
Wonderful.
We have been lax in maintaining the float, diluting its magic and reducing Ihihana to hollow theater.
I see. You haven't been maintaining the float. Because you didn't realize the importance of its properties.
Kona!
I was delayed by an unpleasant encounter, but it seems I arrived at a good time.
Balul Jaja. Dude, the little eye movements, like slight and kind of twitchy. It's perfect. Well then.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
What? You just pour in some mystery liquid and problem solved?
Stagnant ether was to blame for the reed's poor condition. I assumed that was an alchemical concoction which enhances ethereal conductivity. It utilized the flowing water as an ethereal current, thereby promoting the transfer of life energies.
A method I could not have devised without the education I received at the studium and the cooperation of my Archon allies.
Your Archon allies, eh? Perhaps a little Thagrid and Urianger?
Archon allies?
You see, Lamachi, this is why we need to embrace foreign knowledge and technology. Employed appropriately, they make light work of what would otherwise be arduous labor. There's no need to lug around heavy floats.
No. On this one point, I must disagree with you, because the Harvest Festival is a great celebration. It brings people together, it gets people all happy and feeling good, and they get to celebrate the harvest and all that. It's culture. You gotta keep that. It's nice to have this liquid that does all this wondrous work at so little effort, but it's also nice to have the festival. It's tradition, it's culture. It's a good thing to keep. They shouldn't just replace it, but...
Well, you always were the clever one, brother.
Your approach was no less effective, Wooklamat. It achieved the same result.
Indeed it did. And you enjoyed the festival, yes?
I did. It was so much fun. Having visited your village before, I thought I knew everything about it. As it turns out, I knew very little. About the reeds, about Ihihana. With all I've learned this time, I feel as though I've really come to know the Hanu. And I like you even more now than I did before.
The feeling is mutual. And it's not just you who had a lot to learn either. I'll never look at our float the same way again.
The two of you have exceeded expectations. Come forth and claim your stones.
Smile.
So this is what they look like.
They look like a candy.
Go on, set it in the tablet.
A perfect fit. That leaves 6 more.
Where did they go?
And on to the next.
Buddy. You gotta stop
Not
and
even
smell
a
the
moment of
roses.
celebration. That's Kona for you.
He's all business.
Third promise, you must join us for Ikikana next season. As Dawn Servant, of course.
Right.
Of course.
It's back to Tulihiola for now. Thank you for having us. I look forward to seeing you all again.
These are interesting times indeed.
That they are. But hey, the fields are fixed. And you've got a way to maintain them.
The concoction was brewed by Kona himself. It's a test vial, but it should contain the same reagents.
I feel like it's not gonna have...
Good work. We'll use whatever we must to win. For win we must.
I feel like it's not gonna have quite the desired effect. Since it's a test file. My journey has just started and already I've met so many wonderful people. Wukevu, for one, he's a bit eccentric, but everyone could stand to be as respectful as other cultures as he is. Or of other cultures as he is. Yep. And Lunohanu, it warmed my heart to see him honor his departed friend through Ihihana, and to help others do the same. I can't help but feel excited thinking who else I might meet over the course of the contest. Come on, let's head back to Shbaliev Tier. Yeah, also. Do we have some ether current quests here? Okay. You. Yes.
You're Waklamat's companion, aren't you? Kishiahi smiles upon me. I had hoped the great bird would guide one of the village's saviors to me. You see, the time has come for us to make our customary offerings to Kishiahi. It is a ceremony we hold dear, and I would invite you to participate as an honored guest. You will join us then? Oh, that makes me so happy. My feathers are standing up straight. The traditional offering is a fruit that grows to the southwest, and they must be so ripe that they're fallen to the earth. Gather 3 and deliver them to Lanuhali at the shrine.
Will do. And I also need to talk to this other person at the other end of the town or village. Good. I'm really enjoying the music in this expansion. Right of the Winds Chosen.
Oh, Kali! Junasia? Of course I know your name. Who isn't familiar with Wuklamat's companions? Not to mention your friends can't seem to go a moment without mentioning you. Ha! I'm Lanuhanu, and I have the honor of being the Wind's Chosen. It is my feathers which adorn the festive float. I feel the wind has guided you to me for a reason. As a visitor to our village, who has fast become an honored friend, I would offer you a chance to strengthen our bonds. Perhaps you're familiar with the Landsguard? It is customary among the winds chosen to save their molted feathers and present them to these brave protectors as gifts every few years. At this very moment, one of their number is making their way to Okanu to receive our offering. But there's much more to it than just a simple delivery, and I think you'd be interested in taking part. It would deepen your understanding of our ways, and perhaps you and this member of the Landsguard will become fast friends. I would start with a small task, if you're willing. Nahanshi is the name of our guest, and he was due to arrive some time ago. I fear he may be lost. Could you search the road for him? I'll stay behind in case he arrives here after all. Yeah. Just give me a moment to go gather some fruit for an offering. Kanu. I suspect we'll be heading to the southern half of this area on a return trip later. So we won't worry too much about that, because we've still got that other quest line to get through with the Pelu Pelu.
Oh, that's a long trip. We'll get to that after we check on this person over here. This lens guard.
Feels so slow. Excuse me, Nahanshi.
You're looking for me? You're not a Hanu Hanu, unless you're molting something awful.
No.
Ah, so that's the way of it. Well, now that you've found me, I suppose I better get on with it. Sorry for my lack of enthusiasm. I joined the Landsguard hoping I could bust some skulls, slaughter some beasts. You know, use these muscles of mine. But for my first assignment, I'm lugging crates of supplies around. It's not exactly what I had in mind. I suppose complaining won't get this done any faster. Let's go meet this Lanuhanu then.
You know nothing of this tradition, do you? What an uncultured swine. Maybe that's a bit too harsh, but still uncultured. You found him. Now we can begin. Before the gift of feathers is to be bestowed, there are proper steps that must be taken. Firstly, I bid the warmest of welcomes to Nahanshi. As the wind's chosen, it is my solemn duty to show you what sights our humble village has to offer. As one of the Landsguard, it behooves you to become familiar with all corners of the continent, yes? Then come with me to the center of Okanu, where you can behold the entire village at once. Meanwhile, they stand there and just wait for me to get to the destination, and then they'll teleport on over. Take it all in. This is Okanu. As you can see, our homes are made from wood and reeds, both of which the forest blesses us with in abundance. The nature's blessings are to be treated with care, for dry reeds can easily catch flame, and if they do, we risk setting our entire village alight. Building waterways through Okanu is a way to protect us from such incidents, but aquatic beasts can travel them as well, and when these beasts become too great in number, we beseech the Landsguard to cull them.
Do you now? I always thought hunting duty was just a way to keep us sharp. While I'm here, I'll make sure nothing troubles your home.
All of Okanu would thank you. And now for the reason you came. The feathers of the winds chosen. They're used to adorn the equipment worn by the Landsguard. The design evokes the image of Kishahi, the great bird revered by all Hanuhai. The feathers give it a touch of authenticity that make the soldiers appear all the fiercer. Every soldier's outfit is designed according to their profession, and each feather must undergo an elaborate process of dyeing and oiling to meet the Landsguard's varied needs.
Dyeing? Why do they need to be dyed? You've already got like blue feathers and green feathers and orange feathers and yellow feathers. I don't see any red feathers, but that would be the only ones that would maybe need to be dyed, if at all. But like, okay.
So without further ado, let us begin. I first ask that you come meet me at the gate to the southeast.
Fine. I should warn you, I'm not known for my delicate hands.
That went about as well as expected. Could you stay behind for a moment, Junasia? I would like to hear your opinion of Nahanshi.
He's not the most motivated person.
I have the same impression. Truth be told, his attitude is the same as every Landsguard troop who comes to receive this gift. And we're meant to fix it. Consider this a rite of passage of sorts. The Landsguard sends us troops whose rough edges want for polish, and the tasks we set before them serve as a whetstone. Over the course of our work, they gain a great insight into the history and meaning behind this exchange of gifts. Soldiers with a tangible bond to their charge will protect it all the more staunchly. In recent days, however, even our treasure trove of knowledge hasn't been enough to rouse the spirits of some. But working alongside someone as capable as you, Nahanshi may find the extra motivation he needs. Now then, let us proceed to the southeastern gate. And while this goes without saying, keep this little conversation between us a secret.
Sure. What did I do to deserve this? Now I know why my superiors were snickering behind my back as I departed. The Hanu might think this bird god is worth all its trouble, but I just want to get it over with. Wow, dude. You know what, I will continue this questline.
Now that everyone is here, it is time to begin. Together we shall make these feathers so striking that even Hishahi would be envious. The first items we require are dyes and oils. The former is used to match the feathers with various uniforms worn by the troops. The latter serves as a different purpose. As you can see by observing yours truly, Hanu boasts feathers full and colorful. This is thanks to the oils our body secretes. which keep our coat from becoming drab and brittle. But the feathers we gift to the Landsguard were molted long ago and have since lost their natural luster. So, we must apply oil to make them as vibrant as those of Hanu in their prime. The task of gathering said oils and dyes falls to Genasia. Go to Okbekbi, where the crate has already been prepared. In the meantime, Nananshi here will get the feathers. And while I'm out there, I'll work on that other Ether Current quest. We'll have 2 of the quest ones and half the exploration currents. And since the 5th and final quest, Ether Current, is usually a main story quest, it'll probably be a while before we get that. You all hear about the supplies? Good, good. Everything is in that crate over there. It's heavy, so be careful not to drop it on those dainty toes of yours. Worse still, you might break a bottle of dye. The Landsguard artisan who designed their uniforms was very particular about their coloring, so not a single one can go to waste. There's nothing a soldier loves more than their equipment, so every detail has to be just right. Tread as carefully as you can back to Lanuhano. Right, I'll pick that up on my way back. Just gotta see to this thing over here. Swim. Arc. This thing's pretty sick. And now I have to get up there somehow. Over here? Yeah. And I gotta go even further up. Lanuhali. Oh, hello. To what do I owe this honor? Fruits. Ah, Kishahi will be most satisfied with these. Today you are more than an honored guest. You're the very heart of the ceremony. After your efforts to bring Ihihana back to us, Kishahi is doubtless overjoyed to see you in this role. The fruit shall bear a powerful blessing indeed. Now, you must take the previous offering back whence you came. Deliver the blessed fruit to Anuhanu, and the ceremony will be complete. Go with haste. Right. And then on my way back, I'll carry that crate of oil, or dyes? Oils and dyes? I think it was oils and dyes. Frog stroke. Sure.
Midgardsormer. Or Midgardsormer. Och Bigby. It's a crate of dyes and oils. Before time runs out. And I've got to avoid all kinds of things. Got 2 minutes. That should be plenty of time. Just stick to the road, avoid any fiends. Uyuyup. Anyway. Got a few minions. I got a tiny troll. I got a great serpent of Runka. I've got Hiroi. And I've also got Garnet. USA Pyong. Demona. 2B and 2P. There he goes. Sir? Done. Why are you so tired from collecting feathers?
You both did excellent work today. Nahanshi, it appears you might need some rest after your ordeal,
How many feathers did you pack into that crate? Are you sure you didn't send me to get the dyes and oils?
Be glad I didn't, Nahanshi, for Junasia's crate is much heavier. She also carried it from a much greater distance.
Really now? Here I thought I was the stronger.
You thought wrong.
Bested during my first assignment. But that won't happen again. I've had enough rest, so let's get on with it.
If you insist, Nahanshi. If you insist, Nahanshi, let us proceed with the heart of the matter. First, we must dye each feather one by one. But be careful, for each color is needed in differing quantities. Equipment used to attack is adorned with black feathers, while equipment used for defense is adorned with feathers in their original green. For those, we must carefully...
Hold on just a moment. We're dyeing all of these? One by one? I'll be an old man by then. There has to be a better way. Say, throw a few dozen of them in a big bowl of dye.
Ah, but that will make the coloring uneven, Nahanshi. As I was saying, we must carefully apply oil to the feathers to bring out their original color, or they'll quickly become brittle.
I see.
This will be a test of patience, but with the three of us, it shall be over before the moon turns. Probably. Worry not, for I am here to teach you how to best to see the job done.
I suppose I'm thankful for that. Truth be told, I never knew so much hard work went into our uniforms.
For our brothers and sisters in the Landsguard, no effort is too great. The Hanu are honored that you wear our feathers. You are surprised? As the wind's chosen, seeing my feathers become a symbol of the great Kishahi fills me with a joy unequaled in this world. And to have them adorn the Landsguard's armor makes my joy all the sweeter. Few in Tural can claim such an honor, so there can be no mistakes.
There's really more to this than I thought. Yeah, maybe you'll treat your equipment with a bit more care. I would like to apologize for how I've been acting. I see now that things are done a certain way for a reason. So, while I may grow old and grey in the doing, I'll see that every feather is dyed or oiled properly. At least we're in this together, eh, Genossia?
Yup, for sure.
Gotta teach these youngins some manners. I reckon I'll be cleaning dye from under my nails for some days yet, but I won't complain about honest work. Now I have to think about how to get these back to Tuliola.
Don't get ahead of yourself, young Nahanshi. Yes, the hard part is behind us, but there is more I would ask of you. As I've said before, Kishahi is revered by the Hanu Hanu, and we must pay due respect for use of its likeness. As such, there are time-honored rituals that must be followed before we give this offering to the Lance God. Our next step is simple. We must bring the feathers before the likeness of Kishahi in Kozanuaki, and have the priestess besiege the great bird to bestow the wind's blessing upon them.
More lugging that crate around then? I can do it, but if we're going any further than last time, I might need a couple of breaks.
Do not worry, Nahanshi. I will carry the feathers. I have something different in mind for the both of you. A friend of mine awaits you on the road to Kozanuaki. Speak with him, and do exactly as he instructs.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Anu Hanu, welcome back. Was Lanu Hali impressed with your offering?
Yes, very impressed that I, in fact, was the one giving the offering.
Yes, I can feel Kishahi's grace emanating from these. Thus the ceremony is complete. The younger Hanu Hanu clamor to participate in this rite, you know. It's said that the fruit offered by Kishahi becomes imbued with its divine spirit, and all who carry them shall be blessed with great luck. Surely you will be too. Although you traveled far, I hope you feel enriched by the experience. Go with our gratitude, and may the wings of Kishahi sweep ill fortune from your path.
Wins indeed. As I gain more knowledge of their comings and goings.
Oh, you. Fields of gold. There you are, carefree Hanu. Welcome, welcome. I understand you seek the blessing of the wind. The priestess requires a special type of bark to complete the ceremony, and your job is to gather it. But you must tread carefully, for the shores where the trees are found teem with hungry beasts. I suggest clearing the area first, so one doesn't sneak up on you.
I don't mind a bit of hunting, but these arms aren't meant for... apologies. I suppose complaining is a habit I should aim to break. This is all part of the process of making our equipment, isn't it? There's a reason we need this bark, so get the bark we shall. I'll search the south side, Genossia. You take the north.
Okay. To the north I go. Whoa! Uyuyu or Uyuy Poga. Uyuy Poga. Poison frogs. Level 91. Staring with those empty eyes. Surveying. Huh. Stink shells. Irritated at that. Ah! And brah. Time to get our bark. This place is so beautiful. I can't wait to get to the place they showed off in the, I believe it was a live letter, where you've got like the lower dark jungle floor, and then you got the upper above the trees, all bright, sun shining. Well done, you two. You brought exactly what I asked, but I suppose you're still curious as to why the bark had to be from those specific trees. The answer lies within the legend of Kishiahi. You see, our ancestors hailed from a different land, and were guided here by the Great Bird. But upon their arrival, they found perilous woodlands overrun by hungry fiends. Many Hanu were lost to the gluttonous appetite of the wilds, and they had nearly succumbed to despair. But then Kishiahi let out a mighty screech. It echoed through the land, setting the trees aglow. Taking this as divine guidance, our beleaguered ancestors took bark from the trunks and burnt it. The smoke wafted through the air, and the beasts found it so repugnant, they were forced to flee, one and all. Since that day, warriors would burn incense before battle in the hopes it would ward them from harm. Thus we bless the land's god's feathers in the same way, that they too might bask in Kishiahi's protection. Now, take the bark to Kozanueki, and on the way, I would be glad if you offered your sincerest prayers to the Great Bird. Yeah. Learn the ways. Learn their traditions. Learn the significance of your armor, of each feather, of what they represent, so you can better respect your equipment. And of course, the Hanu that you swear to protect. Midgardsormer. Nahanchi. We're finally here. Mind giving me your bark? I'll deliver it to the Hanu priestess. Yeah, here you go.
Thank you, Genosia. Once I'm finished, let's offer our prayers. Wouldn't want to disappoint our hosts, after all.
True. Also, his armor is so shiny.
The Hanu take their traditions seriously, don't they? I knew they wished for good harvests and such, but never imagined we Landsguard were in their thoughts all this time. This has been an eye-opening experience, to be sure. But I can't help but wonder why we're so important to them. Why allow us to use their revered god in their designs of our equipment?
Aren't you a Landsguard yourself, and you ask such questions? You're Junasia, aren't you? I'm Zulihali. I know we have you to thank for Ihana's success, but even so, I must ask that you stand aside. You are Nananshi, of whom I've heard much. I'm surprised you have the gall to step foot into such a sacred place. While the elders may sing the praises of the Landsguard, their minds have been warped by too many moltings. The new generation is sick of their ceaseless chirping. You have to say your lines. Remember how we practiced? Oh, yes, I understand. We heard you complain when you took the feathers. We saw the disdain in your eyes. Someone with such disrespect for our history doesn't deserve to bask in Kishahi's grace.
What? But I...
Is this part of the rite of passage? He's not so bad anymore. He'll learn in time. That may be so, Junasia, but he's had enough chances. We refuse to suffer this land's god to be in Ukanu. Listen well and remember, the sacred likeness of Kishahi was once reduced to shredded reeds. By whom, you ask? Why, none other than Gulul Jaja, Dawn Servant and founder of the Landsguard.
No, the Dawn Servant would never.
This misdeed will never be forgiven. If you have any pride in your position, you should be ashamed at your ignorance and lack of respect. How will you answer for that? Yes! You must answer, and answer well, or we will be very angry with you.
I had no idea about this history of conflict. Why didn't Lanu Hanu say anything? And why am I taking the blame for the past? In any case, we can't stay here. I have to think about this.
You do need to think about this. Well, I think I will leave you here for now to ponder that whilst I continue my question to Liolal. Oh, I see. There's the option. Okay. For such a small fee as... What? For such a small fee as 450 gil? Nah. I won't use the ticket. For bigger transports like 1,000, 1,500, then I'll use it. Let's head on over here. We will check our mail. Mogul!
Look what we have here! A new letter has arrived just for you, Kubo!
Chukorpukur whistle. we'll take that. Let's see what this Chokorperker is all about. Oh my God. Which is, well, perhaps you would best see it for yourself. Look at this. Look at this thing. Oh my goodness. We will have to see it for ourselves. Once we head to Pelu Pelu. And just like that, we found an elector and won our first keystone. I knew I was right to trust your instincts. Come on, let's keep things moving and march onwards to Urkopacha. Chances are good we'll find an elector there as well. Before we do anything, however, we should see what your opportunistic Pelu friend has to say. Oh, and also I just remembered, you know how when we fit that gem into the slot and she was all like, there's just 6 more, and I was like, where are we even gonna put those? I just remembered there's 7 tablets. So there's 7 gems, and each gem goes into its own separate tablet. Right. They don't all go into one tablet. Urkopacha. I've been waiting for what feels like days, and eaten enough of Brook Yevu's tacos to feed an army. Well, lucky you, we didn't get any tacos yet. What is it you'd like to know? Our main concern was confirming the state of the road ahead. As I recall, to reach Urkopacha, we depart from the Arch of the Dawn, then take the road west at the first fork. Should we be wary of anything along the way? That is indeed the way to Urkopacha. After the damage wrought by the recent downpour, however, you'll be doing more stumbling than walking. But do take heart. When it comes to rugged terrain, we have a most dependable solution available. Come with me. Alpacas. Yes. Approachable Pelu. Why, hello there. May I introduce to you our most dependable companion, the alpaca. These animals can traverse Urkopacha's steep mountain trails as if they were gentle fields, and all while carrying heavy loads. Our merchants would be lost without them. So they fill much the same niche as our chocobos back home. You don't have alpacas in Eorzea? Alpacas are native to Yogg-Toral. Eorzea has its chocobos, and the eastern lands have their horses. Why go to the trouble of breeding another pack beast in a place which ill suits its qualities, and where it is not needed anyway? But must we ride these little monsters? I get the impression you aren't fond of alpacas. When I was small, and being a little naughty, I went around pulling on their wool. One of them spat on me, and it was the foulest stench you can imagine. I see. What are they like to ride? Alpacas bred as mounts are inquisitive and docile. Even those without experience find them easy to handle. We're really doing this, then?
So, was my information useful to you? Yes, very helpful, even if it wasn't what I wanted to hear. Good, I'll take my payment now. You want me to pay you? I guess I should have expected as much from a Pelu merchant. Let me see what I have on me. The Pelu value the act of spreading joy through trade, as you should know. They take pride in making deals that benefit both parties. Here you go. A fair price for your fair advice. Yes! I made a trade with the third promise herself! My friends will never believe this. I shall be on my way now. I wish you safe travels. Off you go then, and thank you. I better not get spit on again.
Well, if you don't pull on their hair.
You brought that on yourself. Remain calm and gentle, so will they. I'm still not happy about this, but if we need to ride alpacas to reach Urkopacha, then that's what we'll do.
Nodders.
Turali poets of yore sang of a mountain that would stand tall, even should all other lands sink beneath the sea. Indomitable and eternal, it arises from Urkopacha, the 100 peaks of time. Of all the beasts which crawl and fly, only the legendary Valigarmanda could hope to disturb the summit's serene majesty. Yet, with that flying calamity imprisoned by the Dawn Serpent, what great feat remains for those who would claim the throne?
Look at that mountain. That is a very tall mountain. Whew.
So this is Urkopacha. I've never actually been here before.
The air is so crisp and clear. Mountains everywhere you look.
Yeah.
That one massive peak in particular has quite the presence. It puts me in mind of Som-Al.
That is Workor Sormor, the tallest mountain in Yogg-Tural. Its sheer height makes it an imposing climb. But there are other reasons the ambitious keep their distance.
Oh?
Oh? Do tell.
Where to begin?
Excuse me, but you're Wuk Lamat, are you not?
We were having
I hadn't thought to encounter one of the Dawn's promise here of all places.
We were having a conversation.
But I should introduce myself. I am Bol Nok, a weaver by trade.
I see.
Well met, Bolnok. We're on our way to Wachunpelo.
Truly, I've just come from there, as it happens. I'd asked the Pelu who sell me their wool to give me a tour of their alpaca ranch. The head rancher and I shared a bottle of mezcal while he explained the finer points of wool production.
Uh-huh.
Mezcal, is that a local beverage?
It's an Urkopacha specialty. A spirit made from distilled agave heart juice.
Yes, and it must have done wonders for my mood, for I tripled my usual order of alpaca wool. They did offer me a discount, though, so it wasn't a bad deal in the end.
Buy in bulk and save.
But listen to me, boring you with my tedious stories. I will leave you before you are lulled to sleep. Goodbye, and safe travels. Oh, silly me. I almost forgot to say the thing I actually wanted to say. Peace for Tural. I agree with your vision, Third Promise. You have my support in your bid for the throne.
That's good.
I gather from his tale we would be foolish to underestimate Pelu Pelu merchants.
Yes, they do more than run the markets in Tuliyollal. Pelu Pelu peddlers can be found everywhere in Tural, traveling from place to place on their sturdy alpacas. They are effusive and engaging speakers, and many's the customer who's been talked into spending more than they bargained for.
They won't find this customer so easily charmed.
Oh.
Watchun Pelo's down the path! Off the main road! Don't get lost!
It's right there!
I mean, it is right there. Giant glowing aetheryte in the distance. Hard to miss. This is it. Watchun Pelu, home of the Pelu Pelu. Wuklamat should have arrived before us. Well, duh, she ran up ahead. But not long before us. That's not good. What? You've come all this way for the right of succession? Oh, so this means I'm exchanging words with the future Dawn Servant. Please, the outcome is far from decided, but it is a possibility. How fortunate then that I deal in cloaks woven from especially luxurious alpaca wool. Such a garment would look magnificent when draped over the shoulders of our budding ruler. And our nation's ruler should dress her best for her adoring people, yes? Finery for the finest lady, that's right. Come, for Third Promise, my well-stocked shelves are but a few steps away. Finest lady. I like the sound of that. Alright, I suppose a quick look wouldn't hurt. Ahem. What did we just talk about? Arenville, when did you... A Shatona from far off Shaktaral? Northern winters are bitterly cold affairs, I'm told. I cannot imagine... excuse me. I cannot imagine how you survived them without a lovely warm cloak of quality alpaca wool. No, thank you. I'm not in need of new clothes at the moment, and neither is the Third Promise. Perhaps another time. Of course, of course. My shop door is always open. Wuklamat. You were saying something about not being easily charmed? I was just... As I mentioned previously, the Pelu people live for bringing happiness through trade. They won't cheat you or sell you defective goods. They will, however, disarm you with their deft turns of phrase, and unwitting customers like Wuklamat fall prey to this affable approach time and time again. Your only recourse is a clear and firm refusal. They won't pursue the matter should you make your disinterest plain. A valuable insight into their minds of the Pelu Pelu. Let us all take Arenville's words of caution to heart. And let us all hope that Estinian steers far clear of Urkupacha. He will spend his entire life savings on just one thing. Just one piece of clothing, or article of clothing. Not my finest moment, I'll admit, but now that we're here, let's do what we came to do. Find the Elector. Allow me to propose a strategy then. Kryle, Alize, and I will speak with the merchants. Wuklumat, you and Arenville might try approaching travelers and passers-by. Genosio, pray investigate any of the other establishments which catch your eye. Should we learn aught of use, let us relay it to the third promise. Yeah. And while we're here, I might as well look for any... There's only one shop. How is there only one shop? This is a town of merchants. Where's all the shops? Although I guess they might mainly deal in, like, wool. But I'd like to see if I could get some neat clothing, you know? For glamours and whatnot. Hello. I do not need to hire one, but I just wanted to unlock this location. A gemstone trader. Alpaca fillet! Pineapple? Silver lobo hide. Just some materials. And you... Oh. It's an odd piece of equipment with this chin strap, I should say. Ooh. Very floofy. See the fending gear. Looks nice. Maiming. Striking. And scouting. Yeah, they look nice. Let's look at the dye previews. I wanted to go for something a bit more blue. And the second dye. Just, yeah, it looks nice. Though the textures leave something to be desired. They're not as detailed as the clothing that I see all the NPCs wearing, where you could see all the weaves of the fabric. You know? Aiming. Fancy. What about pants? Got some holy pants here. Poofy. Very short. With a skirt for some reason. Similar even. Huh. So like, scouting has, well, it basically really just straps down here, but leaving these openings here on the knees, and then the aiming just has these openings in the thigh. Oh yeah, let's look at boots. Uh-huh. Oops. Those look neat. a little bit ridiculous. Having these boots that go over leg wraps, I guess, kinda. Yeah, those look nice. I think I'll take those for my glamour dresser. And they've got 2 die slots. Excuse me.
Electors? Oh yes, I've heard all about the right of succession. They're looking to put a new ruler on the throne, eh? Personally, I'm rooting for Zoralja. If the first promise wins, he'll look to expand our sphere of influence. That means access to more resources and more customers. In the thousands column, potentially. So many new trading opportunities to spread happiness far and wide. Others have been coming around to my way of thinking, so I've begun crafting goods inspired by the resilient sun. Would you care to purchase something?
Please just answer my question.
Very well. You said you wanted to know about the Elector? I could help you, but I won't. I can tell you're no supporter of Zoralja or his policies.
Well, duh. Also, why are you a supporter of Zoralja? You say it would create more trade? It will not. It will create less trade. In fact, fewer people will come to Tulialal, and fewer people will want to trade with Tulialal because what was it? Zalalja or something like that? Whatever. He's a warlord. He wants to go to war with Garlemald. And that means no one will want to trade with him. He's just going to crusade across Eorzea. That's bad for business. At least your business. Don't know why you would back him. I would expect you to back, Koma? Was that his name? The second promise? Because he's all about technology, and that technology could help with your businesses, and you could sell that technology. And, you know, all about bringing more stuff from other people to here, which would be trade. You gotta trade something for that new technology, and then you can trade that new technology to the people of Tulialal.
The Dawn Servant Selector? I thought you were a new face in town. Here for the right of succession, I take it. Me? I don't much care who sits the throne, so long as they keep Tural peaceful. People tend not to be in the mood to relax and sip our excellent mezcal once arrows and spears start flying. If you know what I mean. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, would you like a cup? A joy shared is a joy doubled, I say.
Answer the question.
Oh, right, yes. You were asking about that Elector business. Being but freshly returned from my trading route, I've heard that there's a contest afoot. But not much else. Our head ledger, Tubley, could probably tell you more about it.
Head ledger. Wind up Golbez, look at him.
Her! I will set my people free! Hello there. I'm Mablu. Did you have a question for me?
How's that alpaca flying?
Sorry, I don't know about any electors. You should take a moment to see our prized alpacas before you leave, though.
Oh, but be sure to admire them from a respectful distance. Get too close and our nervous darlings may be tempted to spit on you, and that stuff stinks. It happened to a visiting buyer not so long ago. Tobly, that's the head rancher, was so mad at me for not giving a proper warning. No one makes a mistake without Tobly noticing. He knows everything that happens on this ranch.
Tobly, you say? I see.
Wuklamat. You really have to watch yourself around these silver-tongued peddlers. I almost bought a bottle of mezcal and a stack of blankets, and then there was this enchanting ornament. Anyway, I did manage to learn that Tobly is the man to talk to about the contest. Now, if only they'd shared where this head ledger of theirs is to be found. Really? He's also the head rancher? Well, the alpaca ranch is not far from here. I say we pay it a visit before the others return.
Before? Okay. Le Bleu. Le Bleu. Right, Wuklamat.
That is a lot of alpacas. Still, we know the head ledger could be here somewhere. I can't let fear deter me. Not to say that I'm scared, of course. Uh-huh. Excuse me, is one of these workers Tobly? Tobly? Oh yes, he likes to mingle with the ranch hands and keep an eye on things. I can't tell you which one he is, though. You can't? Is this part of the contest? All I can say is that Tobly often mentions his favorite pungent subject. He also can't resist a profitable trade. Though, who among us could? Am I right? Still, if you bring him a very good deal, he might let his identity slip. So it's like a game. Easy enough. All I have to do is offer Tobly a deal he can't ignore. No problem at all. Well, maybe one problem. I don't think my purse is deep enough to pay everyone we think might be Tobly. Let's ask some questions first to narrow down the field. Great. We can meet back here to share our impressions.
Uh-huh.
Well, obviously I'm not Tobly. I mean, oops. I shouldn't have said that. You're meant to find out for yourself who Tobly is, or if an elector is even in the village at all. Good luck.
Uh-huh.
Look at that tiny motorcycle. You think I might be Tobly? Ha ha ha! Well, maybe I am. All I will say is that in this village, none have reared more alpacas than I.
I don't think you're Tobly.
Am I Tobly? Yes, that's me. Excellent work from the Third Promise and her entourage. Sharp instincts. Shall we commence the rite of succession then?
I don't think you are.
You.
A visitor from across the salt, if I'm not mistaken. Be warned, the alpacas will spit if you startle them. I suggest you keep your movements slow and deliberate.
You're the one. Diligent ranch hand. No, what are you doing? The destination's right here. It's right in front of me, at my feet.
I see we're both done with our interrogations. So who do you think it is? I have my suspicions, but let's hear your pick.
The diligent.
Ah, the workers so intent on stable chores. I had my eye on that one too. Time to rip the mask off our mystery ranch hands, so to speak.
The one who warns of alpaca spitting.
We know it's you, Tubley. And to prove it, I propose a deal. A generous sum of coin for confirmation of your true identity. An offer I gladly accept. As you have correctly guessed, I am indeed Tubley, head ledger of Wachun Pello, the head rancher of the family ranch. I am also one of Galul Jaja's chosen electors. Aha! In a place featured in the Tulialal saga, just as we thought. I was right to trust in your instincts, and I wager this won't be the last time.
Here come my friend. Nope, not my friends. Mapu.
She found you out fair and square, Tubley. And I am glad she did. Would have been a pity had her bid ended here.
Indeed. So what's the task we must complete here?
Deducing the Dunservant's elector was the first step of the feat. Too simple a task for this aspiring ruler, eh?
I figured.
Right. Not hard at all.
Oh, it's the first.
Zorolja.
Zoralja. The warlord.
I am told the head ledger, Tobley, is to be found here.
You have to guess which one of us is Tobley. That's part of the test.
What?
You're Tobley.
That one gave it away.
Without even asking a single question. Very impressive indeed.
That's because that other Palu just told him.
With that amusing prologue out of the way, we can proceed to the actual challenge. Per the Dawn Servant's instructions, I was free to devise any manner of feat. I considered a number of possibilities in the 10th column. But I think I have a good one. You must go forth and capture for me an alpaca.
An alpaca?
While I've not had the best experiences with alpacas, aren't they generally docile creatures? That doesn't sound like much of a challenge.
Bring out the example!
This is a special kind of alpaca. Would you please approach the animal, Third Promise?
Uh-oh.
Who? Me? Well, it should stay calm if I stay calm, right? That's what Erinville said.
She's gonna get spit on, isn't she? Right in the face.
Ah! The little monster spat on me! Ah, oh, that stinks. I can't.
Alpacas are paradoxical creatures, being both extremely curious and extremely cowardly. Press your luck when they're frightened, and you'll get a face full of spit, as you've all just witnessed. Has an awful stench, their expectoration. The globs contain half-digested food, you see, making it an effective deterrent against perceived threats.
Wild valley breed like this one are especially timid and can therefore be quick to lash out. They're also especially hardy.
Indeed. We take the rugged wild alpacas and breed them with our gentle domesticated stock. This produces the strong but biddable pack animals prized by our traveling merchants.
That's all well and good, but did I need to bathe an alpaca spit for you to make your point?
So, the task is to catch a wild alpaca.
That is correct. But be warned that it is a feat easier said than done. I suggest you prepare well before you enter the valley where the creatures dwell. And by you, I mean the claimants only. Allies are not permitted to assist with the catching.
I see.
The alpacas will help me judge which of you is worthy of receiving a keystone.
So I'm to chase down a fluffy, spitting demon, and that somehow proves I'm fit to rule?
Yeah?
As I said, the Dawn Servant granted me the freedom to decide my challenge. And when you reach the end of the rite, I dare say you will understand why I chose what I chose.
Very well. This won't take long.
Where are your servants going?
Wait! Didn't I warn you this was easier said than done? There are preparations to be made, factors to consider.
A beast is a beast. All yield to strength.
So far, this experience has done absolutely nothing to improve my opinion of alpacas. But that doesn't mean I can't do this. Revolting spit aside, they're just another animal.
Uh-huh. Hello, everyone.
Are you all right, Uklamat? We thought we heard you scream.
She is not all right. She is very much not all right.
The third promise does not scream. It was more of a startled yelp.
Scream, in other words.
Did you find the Elector?
Oh, we certainly did.
And we elected to talk to the Elector, but without you guys.
I had to go and wash that nasty stuff off my face. I think I got all of it. But would you mind taking a sniff up for me? Just to make sure. The stench has ruined my sense of smell. Hey! I saw that look!
Almost 92 now.
And we're still not even to level
91 quests.
Although I guess that makes sense. I think the level 91 quest will be after the Pelu Pelu stuff. Since you are meant to be able to choose either path to start. So it makes sense that they were both the same level going forward all the way to the end. We should discuss the Feat of Gold.
As Wuklamat helped demonstrate, the Valley Alpaca are wary of people getting close enough to catch one with... getting close enough to catch one will not be an easy task. You might have warned me about that earlier. I have enough trouble with tame alpacas. How do you expect me to wrangle a wild one?
With the proper saddle, we infuse the leather with a relaxing scent that soothes the spitting beast.
Wonderful. Give me one of those then.
Have you perhaps forgotten? We are a clan of merchants. If you want a taming saddle, then you'll need to find a saddler to make them an offer. They don't come cheap, of course. Crafting a saddle will cost you the equivalent of 10 pel in the thousands column.
You mean 10,000 pel? I don't have that kind of coin.
Converting to gil, that comes to around 1 million or so. Mayhap if we all pitch in...
No. This is my feat to accomplish. I wouldn't feel right about having others pay the cost. I'll find the money. Somehow.
I've only just barely made it back to 1 million gil.
It's gonna take some effort. In that case, that basket of wool is worth the sum you paid me earlier. 1 pel in the hundreds column. Beginning with the wool, you can trade for ever more valuable goods until you have something suitable to bargain with the saddle.
That's a nice gesture, but you think I can turn 100 pel into 1 million? That's 10,000 times more. 10,000 times more.
No, you need 10,000 pel, not 1 million pel.
We need 10,000 pel, not 1 million. So we're looking for 100 times more. Oh, right. I pant and got confused with Alphino's million gil. I'm not so sure about this trading idea. You were almost talked into buying a cloak you didn't need mere moments after you arrived. But I hate it when you're right. Then let me help you with your deal making. Oh, hello again. Mablu. I work here as a ranch hand, but I've also learned a lot about the peddler profession. It's alright if I aid them now, yes? I guided the claimants towards the first step of the feat, like you asked.
As long as Wuklamat goes alone to capture her alpaca, she is free to accept assistance from whomever she likes.
Hooray! Let's see about getting you that saddle then, Third Promise. I don't know why you made your offer, but I could use an ally with a peak for bargains. Welcome aboard, Mablu.
Should the rest of us stay behind, perhaps? It may be easier to haggle over prices without so many voices chiming in.
Yes, stay here and pitch in with the ranch work. With Mablu gone, I'll need extra hands to tend to the alpacas. Gladly. Although, Junosia, I think you should go with Wuklamat. You've seen markets and bazaars the world over, and surely have sage advice to share.
Yeah, sure. Totally.
In that case, you should also hold on to the alpaca wool. If it's misplaced or soiled in some way, you'll have nothing to bargain with. As if I'd do such a thing! But I'll leave the wool with Junosia anyway. The better to keep my hands free. To begin, I suggest we try trading the wool to Havli, the saddler. He won't agree to the deal, of course, but it'll give us an idea of how much he'll accept for his wares.
Will it really require 10,000 Pel? Was it Pel? Whatever the... Yeah, I think it was Pel. The currency. Or will he be willing to haggle it down a bit?
Something I can do for you. We've come to bargain. I need one of your special taming saddles to catch a wild alpaca. A saddle, is it? And how will you be paying for it? With this basket of fine alpaca wool. What use does a saddle maker have for wool? Besides, this would barely cover the cost of a single strap buckle. Offer me something I actually want.
Some fine leather.
And what might that be? Mezcal. I like to nurse a cup at day's end, while I inspect my finished work. Bring me a jug of quality stuff, and you've got yourself a deal. This bodes well for us, Third Promise. Such mezcal can be had for only 5 Pel in the thousands column.
5 Pel in the thousands. So 5,000 Pel. And yes, it is Pel. Good.
I've remembered it correctly. Hold on. Did you say Third Promise? Then my offer has changed. The saddle is going to cost you a jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years at least. 3 years? That stuff is valued at 10,000 Pel or more. Why have you doubled the price? Because I must support the man of ambition who'll see my business prosper. Zoralja will go to war, and his cavalry will need saddles. Lots of saddles. It's nothing personal, Third Promise, but I won't sell you my craft for anything less than my asking price.
Wow, you are scum, huh? You're just gonna just come out and say that you're absolute scum. A war profiteer. Screw you. Seriously, screw this guy.
Ah, war is good for my business, and he wants to go to war, so I'm gonna back him.
Screw you. Doesn't care at all for any of the innocents that will die.
Can't say that I blame him. I'm known for championing peace, and peace is unlikely to bring him more customers. Those of our grandparents' generation remember the dark days when the clans were at war. Many of these Pelu pray for your victory, Wuklamat.
Well, that's good.
The younger ones, though, to them strife and bloodshed are as children's stories. They think themselves safe from these horrors and take the peace we now enjoy for granted. Still others are unsatisfied with this quiet prosperity and crave the future the second promise envisions. They've become obsessed with innovations like the dirigibles that have made trade swift and easy. Then you have those like Havli, convinced that the first promise's plans for conquest will afford them opportunities for great profit. What about you, Mablu? Aren't you of the younger generation? At least a year or two younger than me, I'd say. Oh, I was raised on the old tales. I've memorized the accounts of what it was like when the Yokhui ruled our village. That's why I offered to help. I want you to become Dawn Servant, to keep our nation from going back to the way it was. Well then, I guess I'd better make sure I win the contest. But the type of mezcal the saddle maker wants is so very expensive. Weren't we expecting to need 10,000 pel from the outset? Nothing's changed. We just need to get on with it. I may not have a head for trade or the stomach for alpacas, but I won't give up on the piece of Tulialal on the line. Then neither will I. We will make you Dawn Servant. Aiming for the 10,000 pel jug right away will only bring us failure and frustration. So let's first try exchanging the wool for anything even a touch more valuable. The trick is to find someone who needs alpaca wool and is willing to trade at a loss to acquire it. Someone who supports your bid for the throne, for instance.
Him. Perhaps he just walked away with way more wool than he needs. I'm not certain he will trade for even more wool.
Of course! The Weaver! Bolnok was his name, I believe. He went out of his way to say he agreed with my vision, and he was here to buy wool. But he already bought so much. I think I remembered the direction he was going. But for now, let's head back to that road where we first met him.
Yeah, he seemed to be headed to Tulialal, I believe. At least back in the direction that we were coming from. Which we were coming from Tulialal, so... Oh. I guess we can see what this Chokorpoker...
Oh my goodness. Look at him prance! Look at the giant dewdrop that bounces around on his leaf.
Not Mablu. Wuklamat, who's right in front of me.
This is the spot. After Bolnok talked to us, he walked off to the south. Then he was probably going to Ikovlo's inn. Most visitors to Wachunpelo end up staying there. Let's go and check, shall we?
South. I could have sworn he was heading that way. I don't know. Anyways. location. Also, we should probably... 65 to the west. Oh, that's... yeah, right there. Look at the horns on those Seahinims. Scenums. Same number of ether currents in Urkapacha as there were in Kozama Uka. So many. Really? Come on. 217 to the south. Kuvlos in.
Can I have that basket, Junasia?
Sure.
Thanks. Now let's see if we can turn a profit.
Just a bit of flipping to start off the feet.
Bulnook! I'm glad we found you. Are you interested in making a trade?
Third promise. You wish to do business with me? Might I ask what this is all about?
Well, you see, we need 10,000 pel.
I see. So the goal is to turn that basket of wool into a jug of 3-year-old premium mezcal? Then allow me to invest in your efforts. Peace in Tyrol is what allows me to cross freely into the lands of my suppliers. Naturally, I would prefer that one pledged to preserve that peace win the throne. Thus do I humbly offer you this wool poncho, a small token that I pray contributes to your victory.
Oh, that's fine craftsmanship. A garment like that would easily fetch 5 pel, in the hundreds column.
So we quintupled our worth already.
That's very generous, Bulnook. Thank you. I promise I won't let you down.
I have every faith in you, Third Promise. May fortune bless your future dealings.
I can't believe you quintupled your investment with your first deal. We're off to a spectacular start. Only because Junasia remembered our weaver friend. All I did was hand over the wool. That's not true. The connections you build with people are vital. This is one of the most fundamental precepts of trading. One which you've instinctively mastered. You think so? I know so. Now, let's take our 500 pel pancho and trade it for something even more valuable. Here, Junasia, you take the pancho. If I lost it somehow, Harenville would never let me hear the end of it.
Bulnook would also be quite displeased.
All set? Our next deal is waiting to be found.
Yes.
Excellent trade! 100 pel to 500 pel. Success! You traded a 100 pel basket of alpaca wool for a 500 pel wool poncho!
They've even got a little UI thing pop up.
Leveraging connections is a sound strategy, but we should also consider supply and demand. An individual in urgent need of a good poncho will offer more than a merchant is simply looking to stock his shelves. That makes sense. But how do we know if someone needs a poncho?
They aren't wearing one?
That's the obvious answer, isn't it? We look for a person without a poncho and hope they're eager to buy ours. Yes, there you go. We find the demand for our supply. So, where should we begin our search for prospective buyers? There are any number of places, but we could do worse than starting right here at the inn. There might be interested travelers. Who here needs a poncho? A lot of Mamulja hardly wear anything to begin with. Those are probably Landsguard or sellswords. Mamulja who soldier for a living prefer not to wear much above the waist. It hampers their movements. So even if they have bared shoulders, Mamulja carrying arms can be struck off the list.
Not this one, not this one. Disconcerted, I would say. Because, well, also that one is carrying a weapon. It's just difficult to see hanging off his back. But I'm pretty sure that's the one that's working with Balul Jaja. So we go for this disconcerted Rubigo instead.
Let's see, no coat or cloak, but also no weapon? Oh, we might have a winner! Get out of here. Ho there, friend! You're not a mercenary by trade, right? I was curious about your bold choice of dress, or lack thereof.
Oh, it was no choice of mine, believe me. I was attacked by beasts on the way here and barely escaped with my scales intact. My coat was not so lucky. I'm actually a tool maker from Tulialala, and was dressed quite smartly, all the better to show the Pelu I am a man who takes pride in his appearance, and therefore his work as well. But now look at me.
Well, sir, this is your lucky day.
Take a look at this poncho, my guy.
What a splendid poncho. This would be the perfect replacement for the coat I lost.
We'd be willing to part with it if you'd like to make a trade for one of your fine tools, perhaps?
What about this hatchet? I crafted it myself and will vouch for its quality.
The blade looks sharp, the haft well made. I'd value it at 1 pel in the thousands column. Oh ho, from 500 to 1,000. Don't say that. We have a deal.
Wonderful! A fine garment such as this should put me on even footing with my Pelu merchant. Like the eponymous owner of Miplu's Gate Garden, for one. Her field hands use hatchets to harvest the mate, and I thought to impress her with the tool I sold you. No matter. I have other wares to sell. Glad I am to have met you.
Did you hear that? We've already found our next buyer. To Miplu's mate garden we go. Yes, but it's a fair distance on foot. We should take alpacas. These ones will be the calm type, right?
500 pel to 1,000 pel. Success! You trade a 500 pel wool poncho for a 1,000 pel hatchet. Just need another 9,000 pel. That's all. Or at the very least, to find something that a Mazkal merchant would want. Would really, really want.
Well done recognizing that toolmaker as a potential customer. If you've a mind to change professions, you'd make an excellent merchant.
No, thank you. Not the merchant child type. Only item level 645. It's not good enough.
Before we get moving, you should be the one to hold this. With that, I suppose we should hop on the alpacas Mablu has so kindly provided. Ready to go? Let's mount up.
Begin the alpaca ride.
And it's off to the mate fields we go. Please don't spit. Please don't spit. You'll be fine. These ones are accustomed to people. I still don't trust them. You have a knack for riding, no matter what you say. Without our alpaca friends, we Pele would never have become traveling merchants. Can you imagine walking all the way across Taral?
It'd be horrible.
I swear that mountain is too tall to be real. Worker Zormer. Wasn't that the name? A forbidding sight, isn't it? One I've never appreciated up close. We'll have to take it the long way around the cliffs to get there, to the highlands belonging to the Yokwe.
And that's the reason that most people don't go there.
So, Mablu, you said you were learning about the peddler profession. You don't care for ranch work? No, I love it. I love working with alpacas, but becoming a peddler has always been a dream of mine. It's just, I'm not sure I have the talent for it. If I can help you buy the taming saddle, though, then it'd be proof that I can do this after all. In that case, you'd best get ready to be a merchant. Look, we're almost there.
Cactuars. Rather yellow cactuars. Oh, I see an ether current. I want that ether current.
We made it, and without a single smelly incident. I sent the alpacas back to Ikuvlo's inn, so we'll walk along the main road when we return to the village. Speaking of roads to travel, you were adopted by the Dawn Servant, weren't you, Third Promise? That I was. Then perhaps you understand. I was an orphan too, you see. Tobli took me in. He took in all the ranch hands, actually. All of them? Yes, and everyone works hard at their chores, grateful for the opportunity to repay the head ledger's generosity. Yet here I am, the only one wanting to go off and be a merchant. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm telling you this. We need to keep trading things for your saddle if you're to prepare for the feat of gold. As it's mate harvesting season, they can't have too many quality hatchets. Add to that Vuklamat's way with people and we should have no trouble making a favorable deal. That's Miplu herself over there. Pass the hatchet to the Third Promise and let's get to bargaining.
Okay. Let's go bargain. No. Stop. Why did you do this? Booklomat.
You have that little axe for me?
Yes, I do.
Thanks. Now to see what we can get for it.
Probably a decent slab of meat.
You're Miplu, the owner of these fields. I have a minded trade, if you're interested. Well, well, the third promise. I might be convinced to entertain a proposal. What do you have to offer? This hatchet, forged by a seasoned artisan. The razor edge of this exceptional tool will make light work of your crops. The quality is acceptable, I suppose. I offer you a large sack of mate leaves in exchange. A sack of mate leaves is valued at 1 pel in the thousands column, the same price as a hatchet. This deal would bring us no closer to the mezcal. If I may, Mr. Smiplu, it's harvesting season, is it not? Does not the demand for hatchets afford them a higher value? It is indeed the season, which is why I procured an ample batch of tools well in advance. We've missed the window for demand. In that case, we'll have to fall back on connections. Think of it this way. A generous deal here will put you in the third promise's good graces. Surely that's worthy of consideration? I do not wish to give offense, but I must tell you that I stand with the second promise. His innovations will improve every aspect of our lives. I believe, including farming, and I will no longer have need of hatchets. I assure you that I have nothing but respect for Wicklamat. That is why I'm prepared to purchase a spare hatchet for a fair price. I suppose it is fair, given your reasons, but we ourselves would be no better off for the transaction. How about this then? If we were to help bring in your harvest, would you give us a better deal? As a matter of fact, I would. Until Kona's reforms come about, I can always use more hands in the field. Then you can go ahead and add our labor to the bargain. Added value to tip the scales. How could I have forgotten one of the most basic rules of trading? You can rest here if you like, Mablu. Junasi and I have mate together. Oh no, I'm helping too. Off to the fields then. And mind you pick the healthy leaves. I'll take 5 good bundles from each of you.
Off we go. Woo. To the fields. What an odd name for a plant. Mate. 2, 3. Four. And 5. Yep. Look at him hop. Look at him hop and prance. Also, let's get this ether current. Nice. Next closest is 300 to the east. Interesting. Oh, we have gone way west, huh?
You've brought me some leaves then.
5 bushels.
An acceptable harvest. We'll see how your companions fared before I make any decisions, though.
Understand. I mean, at this point, the hatchet is 1,000 for a bag of
1,000. So any effort we put in will be rewarded with an amount so that we can make the deal and receive more than 1,000 worth of goods.
Here, we've brought our shares as well.
Thank you, Third Promise. This is more than enough to hold up your end of the bargain. Now it's time to honor mine, after adding the value of your labor to the price of the hatchet. I am prepared to offer you a full sack of our highest grade mate leaves.
Premium mate! Bought at the shop, one sack of those leaves would cost no less than 5 pel in 1,000 column. Then we can bid farewell to this hatchet.
1,000 to 5,000. Now that's a good deal.
I'll give it a good home. Talk of the contest aside, I'm glad we could come to a mutually agreeable trade.
As am I. All the best with the rest of your harvest.
Yeah.
Mabu, what's wrong?
It's as I was saying before. Even after everything Toby's done for me, I'm planning to abandon it all and become a merchant.
But then I needed your help after forgetting a basic rule of trade. How can I expect Toby to accept my decision then?
So you intend to give up then?
I can't! After getting a taste of real trading, I want to be a merchant more than ever. Then you'll just have to be honest. I seek to follow in my father's footsteps, but not because he expects it of me. I want to preserve Terral's peace, and becoming Dawn Servant happens to be the best way to do it. You should live a life of your own choosing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Toby held the same opinion. So talk to him. You're right! It's better to find out for sure than worry over what he might say. Thank you for the advice.
He. Smile. Smirk.
But first, we have a saddle to buy. I want that success under my belt so I can be sure of my decision. What's next then? We try to trade for our tea leaves for something halfway to 10,000 pel? No, I think we're close enough now. I say we go straight for the premium mezcal. Bargain our way into double the value, eh? Think you can do it? Trust me, I will make this trade work. I admire you, Third Promise. That you're holding your own against such strong competition for the throne is inspiring. Am I really holding my own against Kona and Zoralja? I mean, of course I am. I'm Wuklamat of the Dawn's Promise, after all.
Uh-huh. She's always doubting herself, but also trying to put on this brave face of, yeah, I'm awesome. I don't scream or get seasick. Success. You traded 1,000 pel hatchet for a 5,000 pel sack of top grade mate leaves. A wonderful success.
Before we go, let me give you the mate leaves. I don't need to risk proving Erenville's point. Ready then? Our next stop is the Mezcal Distillery.
Right. And we'll have to walk our way there. 276 northeast. So it's up in there somewhere. No! Ooh. Ooh. The guitar. Bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Look at those guys. Dude, this battle music. Woo! It's so good. Also, we're level 92. Nice, nice. 388 to the south. Let's go get it. Woo. Woo. To the west. What? What? Mad Mugway, level 100. Okay, 129 south now. What? Keeps changing direction on me. It says south, I go south, then it says west, so I go west, and then it says south again. Ridiculous. Look at the shine on that dew. Woo. $141 to the south. Don't think that's one that I can get. Off to Watching Fellow. At the very least, we've gathered 4 all 3 exploration ether currents. And I'm sure we'll soon get access to a couple quest ether currents here.
We'll want to speak with a man by the name of Gubley. Even among his fellow distillers, he's regarded as a master of the craft. He knows the value of his product, so if we're to convince him to trade for twice what the leaves are worth, we're going to need targeted information. That means asking around and taking in the gossip. If you could talk to the people here in the distillery, Junasia, perhaps Wuklamat could do the same at the village entrance? Meanwhile, I'll head to the north side and see what I can learn.
Yeah.
Bebilja?
Me? I'm a chef from Tulila. I often come here to buy Gobli Mezcal, the finest in Tehran, according to my customers. He always brings out a jug during our dealings, but I can't handle the stuff too well myself. Take small sips, not wanting to be impolite, you understand, but still end up so addled as to agree to whatever price he quotes me. It would be nice to have less, potent refreshments during such conversations, else I might have to seriously reconsider our arrangement.
Supli. Gubbly might be a deft hand at distilling, but he's got no sense when it comes to appearances. Rumor has it he's been invited to the palace for business negotiations. If he presents himself to the court wearing his usual rumpled attire, though, he'll be laughed out of Sunperch. There's not much I can say about Gubbly, but I can tell you what Gubbly's been saying. The other day, he was muttering about monsters prowling around Agave Jos. That's the field where they gather ingredients for the mezcal. Their presence has made it harder to produce or procure said ingredients, and thus driven up the price of his product. A boon, some might argue, but it's hard to celebrate when it affects the work as it does. Can't rightly bring joy to people if you can't keep making the thing they love. Uh-huh. Mable. So what did you find out? Oh, we can make use of all those tidbits. The deal is as good as sealed. As for me, I found out where Gubbly is working. There's a millstone at the top of the slope behind the distillery. You go on ahead and I'll bring Wickelmat.
Very well. Up the hill we go.
You have business with me, madam? Why don't we talk down below so as not to distract the alpacas from his work?
Alright, Gubbly. There's Wickelmat.
Now what's this about? Keep it brief, if you would. I'm a busy man. We're in the market for a 3-year-old jug of premium mezcal. Assuming you have any on hand, that is. Ah, an excellent choice, I must warn you. Though, it doesn't come cheap. We don't have Pell, but we can offer a sack of mate leaves in exchange. It's top-grade stuff, like the mezcal. No deal. Mate leaves are well and good, but I don't have any use for them. No deal? Just like that? Still, I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. Why don't we sit and chat a while over a cup of mezcal? Now the real bargaining begins. Which of our cards do you want to play first?
Hupago Chef's distaste for strong drink?
I appreciate your hospitality, but I'm afraid I can't hold my drink. I've heard one of your regular customers, a Hupago Chef, is the same. Seeing as not everyone can enjoy mezcal, I wonder if you might benefit from having other refreshments to offer. Something like mate tea, for instance, and brewed from the finest leaves, of course. You're right. Absolutely right. I had noticed a growing reluctance on the part of my Hupago friend, but did not realize I myself was to blame. I might endeavor to be a better host. Still, even with that added value in mind, no sack of leaves is worth the mezcal you're after. Should we offer to cull the monsters causing them trouble? Not yet. We'll keep that card up our sleeve until we need it. As I expect you're aware, the rite of succession is currently taking place. That's why the third promise has graced us with her presence. When the contest is decided, the subsequent ascension ceremony and banquet will be a prestigious affair. If your mezcal were to be served there, it would bring your distillery immeasurable fame. Wait, could it be that your rumored invitation to the palace is to discuss that very possibility? As a matter of fact, yes, I must admit. I am still reeling from the abruptness of it all. It would be a great honor and opportunity if I can secure the deal. Well, I should think your exceptional mezcal would speak for itself. That said, there's no such thing as being too prepared, and first impressions last. You'll want to be wearing your very best when you walk into Volak Shunsa. It would be such a shame to miss this chance of a lifetime simply for want of proper garments.
These garments look alright. I mean, they're not bright and colorful as everyone else's, but
that it would. Are you saying I have garments, or you have garments to offer? Something ideal for court? We have no garments on hand, I'm afraid, but we can provide you with the next best thing, an introduction to a weaver. His name is Bulnuk, and his works are highly regarded in Tulialal. As a supporter of Wuklamat and keen observer of palace politics, he will doubtless be happy to guide you in the selection of an outfit to fit this golden occasion. That is certainly a tempting proposal, and one of which I should like to take full advantage, but the scales still aren't quite balancing. Say, weren't there monsters running amok in Agave Jaws? That's a problem we could easily solve for you. Truly? I would be most grateful for your immediate assistance. I was resigned to hiring sellswords to clear them out. Factoring in that saved expense and an introduction to a trusted weaver, this is shaping up to be a sound bargain. All right, you have a deal. Yes, I knew you'd come around. Give us a moment, and Junasi and I will take care of those prowling nuisances. In the meantime, I'll use the time to pen an introductory letter to Bulnuk. The fields you're looking for are just north of Huachun Pelo. Be safe.
oh, we'll have no trouble, I'm sure. Gobli has been spoken to. Ah, literally just north of here. Easy enough.
Chabayukek.
Chabayukek.
Wuklamat. That should be Agave Jaws just over there. This'll go faster if we split up. Come and find me once you finish clearing out your share of the pests.
Will do. Agave Jaws. Surveying. Bow, bow. Bow, bow. Woo. 2 out of 3. You. Woo. Bow, bow. Bow, bow. Chakarpucker. Hippity up, hippity up, hippity up. Prance. Prance around.
Compared to the creatures I hunted with Papa, this was no challenge at all. Come on, let's head back to the distillery. All that's left is to give Mablu the sack of leaves so she can seal the deal.
Mablu.
Those monsters were no trouble for you, it seems. Now, if I could just have the sack of leaves.
There you go.
Thank you for looking after our precious trading goods.
No worries. I'm great at hanging on to things.
Your monster problem has been resolved, Master Gubbly. Here are the make leaves and a written introduction to Bullnook as agreed. Then the deal is done. Here, your jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years. Please accept it with my compliments. Yes, we finally have the mezcal. Great work, especially you, Mablu. You were the one that inspired me to come this far, third promise. But let's not celebrate until we have the saddle in hand. Mablu, is it? You drive a hard bargain, young peddler. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. Thank you, but truth be told, I'm just a ranch hand for now. Should I ever become a proper merchant, though, I'll be back to strike more deals with you.
Premium deal. Quest complete. Excellent trade. 5,000 pel to 10,000 pel. Success! You traded a 5,000 pel sack of top grade make leaves for a 10,000 pel jug of premium mezcal. Wuklamat. Ice blue, raptor blue, or cactuar green.
Even at the palace, I don't think I've held a 10,000 pel chunk of anything before. My hands won't stop shaking. Here, you'd better hold on to it until we get to the saddle maker. Can you imagine if we dropped it and had to start all over again? Luckily, Havli's place is not far. We just need to head across the plaza.
Yeah. If you dropped it after getting this far, oof.
This is it. The trade we've been working towards.
Here you go. It wasn't that far, but here you go.
Still in one piece. Right. Time to make our deal. Get your tools ready, saddler. We've brought your precious mezcal. Wait, you actually got your hands on a jug? But you had nothing, a few measly clumps of wool. What we had was an aspiring trader with a gift for negotiation.
Swam.
Although I'd sooner aid no claimant, but Zoral Jah, I cannot go against the guiding principles of the Pelipelu. The trade is a fair one. I will craft your saddle, third promise.
Oh, fair. It's not quite fair. Fair would be 5,000 pel jug.
Great! Stay and wait if you like. I have all the requisite materials, so this won't take long. Your commission is ready. Catching a wild alpaca is never a simple affair, but you'll have an easier time of it with one of my saddles. Now, if you don't mind, I have other work that needs finishing. Ah, I can taste that smooth mezcal already. We did it! The saddle is ours! And to think we started out with only 100 pel basket of alpaca wool. Mablu, you are going to be an incredible merchant. Thank you. It makes me so glad to hear you say that, third promise. We got what we came for, so let's return to the ranch. The others will be waiting.
Success! You traded a 10,000 pel jug of premium mezcal for a taming saddle. A taming saddle of dubious worth. It was only worth 5,000 pel. And we gave him a 10,000 pel jug of mezcal. Fair deal, he calls it. Pah! Do I have anything? Nope, no. Don't need to do that. Also, mountain chromite. Okay, that is what this is. Yeah, 645. So I guess we could also use that to look at here, because I guess we do have a chest gear. I should have just opened this foot gear, I guess. Although actually I probably couldn't without a level 90 in that class. Still, I'll keep that in mind, that I can look at the gear here and then decide which version I want to open up these caskets for. Ah yes, to the family ranch. To speak with Alfno, I guess. To tell everyone of our success.
You've acquired the saddle, then? Yes, and thanks in no small part to Mablu. Before you rush off to catch an alpaca, though, let me teach you how to saddle one.
Moth. Fluttering about. Blech. I don't know where these moths keep coming from. I'm always seeing moths, and I'm smashing them when I can. But then another one pops up. I'm like, where are you coming from? How?
Before you rush out to catch an alpaca, though, let me teach you how to saddle one. I'll bring out one of our wild-born friends so you can practice. I know. This is something I need to learn.
Stare.
Great sunken gods, I did it!
You did it. You saddled him.
He hardly seemed bothered, much less inclined to spit, as if he was completely accepting of Vuklamat's touch. That is because of the singular scent with which the saddle has been coated. Alpacas find it very soothing. You know, I've never taken a good long look at one of you before, but you're actually kind of cute. You're only now noticing that? Siralja, he's back.
With a golden alpaca.
Having done exactly what he set out to do. What alpaca he's brought? Is it just me, or is it glowing? I've heard tales of such a beast. They say the golden alpaca lives a solitary existence deep in the valley, where it shuns the company of both man and its own kind. How did he manage to snare a prize like that?
A beast knows its betters. Faced with overwhelming strength, it will yield rather than risk death. An apt illustration of how greatly the power of the first promise exceeds yours, Wuklamat.
Strength alone won't win him our father's throne. I'll be the one to find the Golden City, and then Tyrol can remain at peace.
An everlasting desire for peace can only be forged in the fires of war.
Wrong.
To unite as one, the people must be taught. They must suffer the horror and the hopelessness firsthand.
Wrong again.
Exhaustion from prolonged conflict, the wages of war's merciless nature. These are what moved the clans to join in the founding of Tulialal all those years ago.
Also wrong.
Consider the younger generation of this village. Since birth they've basked in unbroken harmony, and behold, they regard war as not as a tragedy, but opportunity. Thus does the resilient son seek to provide education. He offers much-needed lessons in the realities of conquest and a renewed appreciation for peacetime.
'Tis true that war's misery breeds a longing for peace. But I have seen with my own eyes what becomes of an empire forged through the violence you propose, the rebellions it spawned and the ruins it left behind.
The Garlean Empire was a congregation of simpletons.
No, they were just stupid. That's why they failed. I'm much better than them, and so I won't fail, doing the exact same thing they did.
The oppressed fought back against their oppressors, as well they should. Men are not beasts. Only a fool would seek to rule over all with the threat of force alone.
This is why Gululjaja did not elevate the Mamulja. Why he treated all clans with equal respect. However, the first promise has his gaze fixed upon more distant horizons. He would unite not only Tulialal, but the star in its entirety.
A fool's gambit. What? Why?
I need not explain myself to you.
Your sister?
Oh, well done, indeed. The first promise has completed the feat of gold with an appropriately golden flourish. May I present to you your much-deserved keystone?
He's always been like that, never sharing his innermost thoughts with me or even with Kona. It's like we're not even family.
He is such a moron. Like, why? Why go to war and conquest the entire star? Conquer the entire star. When it's currently at peace. Everyone is peaceful with each other. There's no point in going to war. Just to unite the whole star to his one banner. It's so stupid.
I'll ponder Zoralja and his mysteries later. Right now, I need to think about finishing the feat of gold. I have my saddle, I've practiced how to use it, so lead on to where the wild alpacas roam. The valley of Orunkanka is northwest of here. Come on, everyone. Even if we can't enter ourselves, we can see Wuklamat off on her hunt.
Yeah. Oh wait, I can't fly yet. We'll stick with the Chokorporker, which definitely looks like it shouldn't be able to fly anyway.
Wuklamat! I can do this. I know I can.
Cheer her on, yes. Slash cheer.
Yeah!
Good luck there, Promise!
Thanks. I'll need it.
I'll need it.
Truth be told, still not sure about alpacas. I'd rather not go near one if I can help it. But if I'm to rule this nation, then I'll need to learn how to live with them. Tural is their home too.
And they're everywhere.
Right. I'm off.
Not to mention one of the best ways to travel across Tural. Or Tural.
So, shall we head back to the ranch, or...?
I'm staying here.
As will I. Wuklamat is alone in this. The least we can do is stand watch and await her return.
It may be a while yet. Help me pitch the tent.
Very well. Even a little chat.
Trust a gleaner to come prepared for anything.
What's a gleaner?
someone whose job it is to travel the world and procure uncommon things for their employers. Erenville specializes in finding animals, I believe.
But aren't you a Shaitana from Shaktural? Why did you cross the salt?
When I was much younger, the thought of leaving Tural never even occurred to me. But then, some years ago, my mentor tasked me with a difficult hunt. Something I could never find, she said, so long as I clung to the familiar. She suggested that I leave home, leave Tural, and join the Gleaners of Sharlian. As one of their number, I could experience the world, immerse myself in myriad cultures and customs, see the many faces of nature. And once I had learned what is truly important, I would find that which I seek. My younger self took those words to heart, and off I went to become a gleaner.
Her words alone moved you to leave behind everything you'd ever known? You must have great respect for your mentor.
Yeah.
As it happens, gleaner work was much to my liking. And I all but forgot why I had pursued it in the first place. Yet, events conspired to put me back on the trail I'd abandoned.
Wait, are you saying you were tasked with finding this city of gold?
I was. And though my hunt is now entangled with the rite of succession, I mean to see it through.
Well then, I understand completely. We all have our reasons for seeking the Golden City. Which is all the more reason for us to work together.
Just so.
She should have been back by now. What if something's happened to her? We need to tell Tobli and arrange a search party.
Calm down.
Wait. Do you hear that?
She's riding the alpaca.
I did it.
Took all night, but I did it.
You're utterly spent, and small wonder.
Well done, Third Promise.
The ranch isn't going anywhere. Take a rest in the tent.
I think I will. Thank you all for believing in me.
I do wonder how Zululja is going to complete the Hanu's feat. And also how Bakulja is going to complete the Pelupelu's feat.
I'm so relieved the Third Promise came back to us safely. And the alpaca she tamed is a healthy-looking beast. Surely this will be enough to satisfy the feat of gold.
Surely. We'll get Raptor Blue. Knowing the Pelupelu.
Wuklamat still seems a bit unsteady on her feet. Hardly surprising after she spent the night chasing alpacas. You know what will melt away fatigue like magic, though? Make tea. I'll run to the ranch and get a pot brewing. That way you can take your time and the tea will be ready when you arrive. As Marblu so wisely suggested, we shall set a slower pace for our exhausted third promise.
Well. Chocorpoker. Chocorpoker. Just a prancing down the road. To the northeast. The Agave Jaws? Ain't no way.
Came back ahead of the others, did you? I should hurry along with the tea then. Wooklamot can't be that far behind.
Surely. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, that tea really is magical. I feel better already. I see you've become more comfortable around our fuzzy friends. Watching this one taught me a lot about alpacas. What grasses and fruits they eat, what sounds they react to, their adorable little quirks. I guess I've grown kind of fond of them.
Welcome back. That promise. Accomplished the feat of gold, have you? Yes, there is no mistaking a valley alpaca. I commend you on your success. Well done.
Yes! We did it! Although, I couldn't find a shiny one like Zoralja did.
I'd be surprised if you had. Golden alpacas are born but once every few decades. They are elusive, solitary creatures that are rarely seen, much less captured, thanks to their innate physical and magical gifts. Only a single other person is known to have caught one before, that being Gulul Jaja himself.
Papa was chasing alpacas too?
So my grandfather's stories say. It was before the founding of Tulialal, in a time when the mountain giants, the Yokhoi, held our people in thrall. Compelled by their overlords, our forebears would ride their alpaca mounts to the highlands to deliver gifts of food and other tributes. Those were wretched days, to hear grandfather tell it. Then along came the young Gulul Jaja, yet unburdened by the mantle of Dawn Servant. Our people were amazed by his imposing two-headed figure, equal to the Yokhoi in stature, and puzzled by his entourage of mismatched companions. Some trembled in fear, believing a new conqueror had come. Yet Gulul Jaja showed no such inclinations. He sat and spoke with us, sipping from the cups of mate tea we offered him, and grew somber when he learned of our plight. None could have anticipated what their visitor decided to do next, Kulul Jaja ascended the cliffs to face the giants and freed the Pelu Pelu from the Yokoi's subjugation. He then turned an appraising eye upon our riders and proposed we take to the road to peddle our beverages. The suggestion seemed obvious for one who travelled as he did, intent on fostering amity between the clans. So it was that a few words from Galul Jaja transformed us into a clan of itinerant merchants.
I've never heard the bond Papa forged with the Pelu Pelu spoken of in that way before. The saga is not so detailed.
Then you may not know that Galul Jaja sought a sure-footed guide for his trek up into the highlands. Thus did he capture a golden alpaca.
How did it carry his weight? He's huge. So both my brother and my father caught the rarest of creatures. While an ordinary one was the best I could manage. The feat required no more than that, Third Promise, and you brought back a perfectly wonderful beast. Mablu's right. You're a perfectly wonderful beast. If anyone's ordinary, it's me.
Not only did you accomplish the feat of gold, you also made many trades and brought joy to many people in a true Pelu Pelu fashion. I sorely doubt your sibling could have achieved the same result. You should be proud of the accomplishments which earned you your keystone.
Five more to go. You're well on your way, Third Promise. We'd have been lost without you, Mablu. Thanks to you, I learned so much about the Pelu people and your customs. It might seem obvious, but I've come to realize the importance of properly knowing something. It was because I didn't understand alpacas that I was uncomfortable around them. I'm thankful to you as well, Wuklamat. You've given me the courage to say what I wasn't sure I could ever say. Tobli, I want to leave the ranch and become a merchant. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I've loved every moment caring for the alpacas. But this is something I need to do. I need to walk my own path and make my own trades.
As your parent, allow me to say one thing. I've always tried to give my wards lives filled with as much happiness as I could provide. Yet never once have I wanted that to be the only happiness you knew. You have my blessing to walk the path, any path you choose. Mablu, it gladdens me to hear you found a calling you wish to pursue with such passion. You will make an exceptional peddler, I'm sure of it.
Thank you, Tobli. What did I tell you, Mablu? There's one last thing I can help you with, Third Promise. You need to find the Golden City, yeah, right? That's the end goal. Then I suggest you talk to the Yokoi. They once ruled over far more than just Urkopacha and the Pelu Pelu. 1,000 years ago, they were the overlords of Yaktaral and all its peoples. During that era, the Pelu Pelu were commanded to search for a city of gold. They scoured every corner of the continent, but never found any trace of that fabled place. But if they didn't find anything, what could the Yokoi have to tell us? They may not have found it, but the fact that they thought to look for it at all makes me curious. Perhaps there's value in delving into how the legend originated. We lose nothing from asking the question. Besides, if we're determined to follow the path of the saga, we'll be visiting the giants eventually. Eventually. In the mountains. Oh, Kyle, I have a question. I've been meaning to ask, and since we finished with the feat, where did you acquire that earring? My earring? Do you recognize it? Yes, pieces just like it first became fashionable in Yoktoral around 20 years ago. Since then, it's become common to wear one as a charm for safe travel. 20 years ago, right about the time my grandfather made his journey. Yet the Dawn Servant implied the earring was connected to the Golden City in some way. Surely there was more to its significance than simple fashion. If you want to know how it first came to be crafted, I could try to find out. Seeing as it's a regular seller for many merchants, I'm curious to learn about it myself. I would appreciate that very much, thank you. Jumping feet first into the peddler business, eh, Mablu? Yeah. Right then. That's 2 keystones down. I say we head back to Tulialal and plan our next move. Farewell for now, and thanks for all your help. I will become Dawn Servant, so make sure you set aside your best mezcal for the occasion.
You mean make sure that Gobli sets aside their best mezcal for the occasion?
She has a fearsome opponent in that brother of hers. He even brought a golden alpaca to heal. But you've heard Zaralja's supporters talk. They might see opportunity in his expansionist ambitions, but they find the man himself intimidating, terrifying even. Whereas I've grown to love Wuklamat. Everyone she meets will come to love her too. And that's why she'll win the throne. You might be right, Mablu. You might be right.
Pretty sure you are right, because she will take to the throne. I'll see to it.
It feels good to have the feet of gold safely under our belt. Even if my victory pales beside Zoralja and his shiny golden alpaca. I know I shouldn't let it bother me, and gods know you've all been so supportive, but I want to be strong, or wise, like my brothers, to be a promise that people respect. Which is not likely if I stand here carrying on and on about things. Let's move on. Back to Shpalyev Tai.
Shpalyev Tai, I think, maybe.
Shpalyev Tai with us. The contest has hardly begun.
That is true. I think that's where we will end things for today. Yeah. We finished off the Hanu Hanu section, and we went through the entire Pelu Pelu section. Doing good, doing good. next up, the Yokoi. The giants, I guess, probably. Possibly. And man, I swear, if we end up fighting Bakul Jaja, and it is at all a difficult fight, I will be kind of miffed about that. Because we've fought like gods. How could he possibly compare? How could he possibly be on par with us? He's gotta be at least 20 levels lower than us. Like, seriously. He's just some two-headed lizard guy. I swear. If we do fight him, I would hope it would do that thing where you play as another character, probably Wuklamat. And so we would take control of Wuklamat and fight him that way. I feel like that would make more sense. Because, you know, post Endwalker, like, our character is incredibly strong. Incredibly strong. And they should be treated as such. We should bring our swords to bear against a truly worthy opponent, and not some two-headed lizard guy. But that's my 2 cents. We'll see how things progress. And, yeah. I'll probably do those 2 Ether Current quests off stream, just to take care of them. And, I will continue to level Ninja and Monk, and then probably Dragoon after that. I want to level those up, because those I really enjoy. Ninja, Dragoon, Monk. And especially Ninja, so that I can get rid of my lower level Ninja gear, free up some space, since Ninja and Viper kind of share gears. Like, for instance, this headpiece, only for ninjas and vipers. And this body, ninjas, vipers, ninjas, vipers, ninjas, vipers, ninjas, vipers. So, since my level 90 Viper gear shares with level 90 Ninja, I would like to level Ninja to 90 so that I can then just chuck some gear. Although already I think I could probably... I'm pretty sure already I'm able to chuck all of my low-level ninja gear. What is this doing here? What? That needs to be sold. I mean... Actually, do I have anything other than the level 70 gear that I'm currently using? I don't think so. I guess it's not that useful, to be fair. Though these. Oh, but those also share with Dancer and Machinist and Bard. Still, there might be a couple of rings. I don't know. I've mainly got just all classes level 50. What is this doing? Oh yeah, that's still equipped by White Mage. I need to level White Mage, I guess, a bit more. If I can get rid of that ring. But if I can level all my classes a bit higher, up until like 60, then I can get rid of the level 50 gear that I've got. But anyways. Such wonderful music for this expansion. I'm really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. But next stream will be Monday for more Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth Tree. And then Wednesday will be Mist. I would say the original Mist, but I think I'll probably be playing the either the. I've got a couple. There's a couple different versions of Mist. Hang on. Oh, come on. Get over here. Why is it disappearing? Okay. Drag you over. Okay. So. Mist. Yeah, so I've got Mist. Then isn't there like it's another version that I'm pretty sure I've got. Yeah, there's Real Mist, Masterpiece Edition. That I believe is the 3D one. Figure out which version I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play Mist, and then once we're done with that, we'll move on to Riven, the new Riven remake. I want to check that out. Looks good. And then after that, Mist 3 Exile. And of course, next Saturday, we'll be back for more Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail. Such a fun expansion. You know? And it's got this great new Viper class. And I need to find out how to get the Beastmaster class, or job, whatever they want to call it. I want to try that out. I know it's a limited job like Blue Mage, but I want to see what it's all about, you know? Anyways. Be kind to yourself, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next mission. Bye-bye.